Hello all you out there in YouTube land, this is the Trans 8010 and I am here with another action figure review. This time I'm going more to the collector's market from DC Direct. I did one before previously with Batman Arkham Asylum. This time I'm going way back into the DC Direct archives with Green Lantern. Yeah, I know, Green Lantern, because you know the upcoming movie, and why not? I mean, I don't think there are that many reviews of this guy out here. So to get started, this is Green Lantern, part of, I believe it was Series 3 of the overall DC Direct action figure lines. I believe it was their third series. Released along with this guy was Oliver Queen as Green Arrow and Diana Lance as the Black Canary. And of all the figures to be released, it was this figure that was really hard to come by, at least before the days of mass collector trading on eBay and the internet, where you can pick them up for anywhere between about $20 and $40, which isn't that bad considering that this guy was originally $15. I remember saving up a lot for this guy. He is inspired by the Neal Adams artwork from the critically acclaimed fan favorite storyline of the 1970s, starting in Green Lantern Volume Number 2, number 76, when he was paired with Green Arrow to fight not so much the intergalactic troubles of the universe, but more of the social upheaval and crimes of the 1970s, such as drug addiction and cults and racism. I mean, that was a very powerful storyline. But of course, it wasn't really a hit at first, and the series was canceled after only 13 issues. Green Lantern himself comes with very limited articulation. I mean, when Marvel was coming out with their Marvel Legends line pretty much at the same time, maybe a couple of years afterwards, they had pretty much 30 points of articulation for some of their figures. Here it's pretty basic. Head, shoulders, elbows, knees, and for some reason they also put right at the hip, which really doesn't make any sense because when you rotate it, you can't really create any action poses. So that's one of the real downsides about this action figure. He's limited to only a couple of poses, and that's basically with his added accessory, the lantern, which has a really cool light piping effect. You shine a light in here and it looks like the lantern's glowing. Same thing through here. And also, as an added bonus, he also came with a one-size-fits-all PVC ring. One-size-fits-all because, since it's PVC, it's very flexible plastic. So, put it on your finger like so. Notice how it's a really snug fit on my finger. Now you just get the old Green Lantern power battery prop, which was limited to like 5,000 pieces or something. You're ready to go. The ring itself is also, it's constructed out of what I believe is a green plastic, and my camera doesn't really do it justice, but it does have like this little shiny sparkle to it, I guess because of its mystical properties. And it's got a really dark forest green painted around the Green Lantern insignia, and you could tell because there is a little bit of paint loss here. Now, well, really not a paint loss, it just wasn't, the paint wasn't applied properly. But these figures were pretty much manufactured to order, so it's not like you could go to any store and pick up like, 5 or 6 of them at a time and inspect to see which one's the perfect one for you. That doesn't happen that way. The Green Lantern is also sculpted in such a PVC plastic. hard PVC plastic compared to the ring. I mean, this is a little bit more squishy than this one is. And it's got a very nice design. I especially love the whatever these are called. I can't think of it. It's got two sides. One side looks very, very like cruddy, like something went wrong when he was being molded. And the other side is nicer. So this was the side I always displayed it in. Oh look, light pipe effect, haha. And of course the handle itself is very slim, but once it gets to the top, it's molded a little fatter, and that's so he can hold it properly. For those of you who remember, in the original pictures, it was actually more like a steel or like an aluminum like wire that came down. So I was kind of disappointed to see this, just because it just didn't look right in my opinion. And of course it can move up and down. The handle can move. Now getting on with the sculpting. This is a fantastic sculpted figure. Very, very, with the strong chin, the heroic look, and that grimace of Hal Jordan. I mean, this could have been more or less a Batman figure. How his hair kind of like parts to the one side, kind of like mine if you remember my older videos. It's very brown. I really can't see it, I don't think, but there are some highlights which are really nice and really pep up this figure a little bit. He's even got a little peach with a little pink hue for the pink for the lips. Just give it a little bit much more pop. It's got the official Green Lantern logo, which was different from the prototype. He's in his trademark black with the green vest type costume with the white gloves and the green boots. Very muscular. And the paint job, it's an early DC Direct figure, so the paint job is so-so in some places, especially around the back. As you can see, there's a little paint transfer here. But other than that, it's a fantastically sculpted figure. And like I said, he can only move his arms. And for some reason, the one arm is sculpted so it comes more inward. Instead of forward like this. So you have one arm that's sculpted that comes in, and you have another one that bends upward. And of course, he does have some knee joints, which make no sense, and he can sit down kind of spread eagle, but that just looks ridiculous. It's also kind of hard to get him to stand up properly. Now the only reason why you would get this figure is to display him. And to display him, usually he just holds on to the lantern, which just slips onto his left hand like so, and he can hold it up. And then you have to fiddle around with the posing a little bit so he can stand up. I think that's about as it's gonna get. Maybe hold his arm up just a little bit. Hold the lantern up a little bit. Another thing I don't like is because it's molded here at the top, he can't really hold it like towards the center. So if he isn't grasping onto this piece, on this little piece, it's just gonna, you know, hang loose like that, and it just doesn't look right. So once again, I try to get it as close to the middle as I can without it looking too much at an angle. It's about like that. So about like that. And here we have Hal Jordan. And of course, can hold up his arm, his right hand with the ring, and make it look like a really cool action pose. You know, about ready to charge his ring, and brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. For those who worship evil's might, beware my power, Green Lantern's light. And there we have it. That is Hal Jordan from DC Direct. He is not too uncommon right now because of the movie hype. There are at least 10 or 12 listings on eBay at the last time that I checked. Some for going for like $20 and some, you know, for $40. He was available. He was re-released due to popular demand when they started their own Green Lantern sub-series, and he, along with Alan Scott, were re-released onto Green Lantern cards instead of Justice Society and Hard Traveling Heroes. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about this guy. He is a fantastic piece for any Green Lantern collection. The sculpting is fantastic. The paint job is, for an early DC Direct, it is sloppy at some points, but it doesn't really take away from the overall presentation of the Green Lantern. And you get a really cool ring that you can actually put on, so that's pretty cool too. And all that for $14.99 at original retail outlets, or comic shop outlets, I should say. So until next time, this is Trans 8010, and I'll see you next time.